CTV News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us tonight. A Windsor nurse is facing an assault charge after a child with special needs was allegedly mistreated under her care. Police say the child has significant medical needs and was physically assaulted in April. 51-year-old Jennifer Robin Pye has been arrested. Police are withholding further details to protect the child's identity. Well, he was loud, fun, loving, and above all, a dad. Tonight, the family of 39-year-old Rico Capocci is sharing who he was and how they plan to carry him with them. CTV's Stephanie Mazzotti has the story.
His life was all about fun. Rico did what he wanted to do, but he loved hard. If he loved you forever.
And for 39-year-old Rico Capocci, that meant loving his children, all 10 of them, ranging from 1 year to 19 years old.
He never missed a game. He never missed an award ceremony. He never missed nothing.
Now, he will be watching all those games, graduations, and proms from up above.
I just knew that something happened, and I even knew it had to do with his motorcycle. I hated that motorcycle.
Early Saturday morning, Rico's mother, Rita, got the heartbreaking news.
I was 100% against it, and I told him, this motorcycle is going to kill you.
And it did. The devastating loss has left a lasting impact on the entire family.
They all took it very hard, very hard. They had to watch him take his last breath. They were there by his bed. They didn't let go for 5 hours, crying, wailing. You know, please, Daddy, wake up.
I'm just trying my best because I know that no matter where my dad is, he's still a part of me and he's still here.
His 15-year-old daughter, Raven, describes him as her best friend.
I love him so much and I miss him a lot. And if I could have one last moment with him, I'd do anything for it.
Rico is now with one of his beloved dogs, Bane, who passed away a few short weeks ago. His family says he will always be remembered as larger than life.
Like, he was so loud. He was so loud all the time. And sometimes I'm like, Rico, why are you yelling? I'm Italian. That's just how we talk. Like, oh my God. And his son's just like him. His son's Rico Jr., and he's so loud all the time.
Rita's final wish for her son.
I want him to rest in peace, and I want him to know that we will be okay, because he would not want this. The last thing he would ever want to do is leave his children in this way, and so soon. And we love you. We love you, baby.
Stephanie Mazzotti, CTV News.
And the family says the community is coming together to support them in this tough time. One of Rico's sons, Noah, plays for the LaSalle Guardians U12 team. His team has now launched a GoFundMe to support the family after Rico's sudden death. Organizers say they know they can't ease the family's grief, but hope the community can help lighten the unexpected financial burden.
We're a team on and off the court. So we felt that we know that there was nothing we could do to ease the pain of losing a father and such an important person in his family. But we thought maybe we could do something. We wanted to try to do something to help the family in such a devastating situation. And we figured maybe if we can come together as a community, raise money for the family, it kind of helped maybe that financial burden that they weren't expecting when someone passes away so tragically.
A piece of public art celebrating Windsor's drag history has disappeared from Ford City after the gallery says its landlord objected. CTV's Sanjay Maru on the dispute and where the billboard went.
It's this art exhibit, or rather where an art exhibit used to be, that's the talk of Ford City and Windsor's arts community. On August 11th, a billboard bearing the words, "Windsor had drag queens before you existed," was removed from the exterior of Art Site by the gallery itself. The work, created by Windsor artist Cole Fortier, was part of the New Voices program, a partnership between Art Site and the Arts Council Windsor and Region. According to a statement from Art Site, its landlord objected objected to the billboard's content on July 31st, demanding its removal and saying all future wording would require prior approval. ArtSite says the work is part of a bigger project, and the landlord was told that project would feature changing text-based works by different artists. ArtSite says after receiving written permission from the landlord to, quote, go ahead with this project, the first exhibition went up on June 24th, and its wording was changed partway through with no objection. But after 48's work went up about 1 month later, ArtSite says the landlord characterized the matter as a lease compliance issue, claiming approval was required for each change of wording. ArtSite disputes that interpretation, saying its lease only requires approval for the tenant's identification signage, not individual artworks. But ArtSite adds it removed the billboard rather than risk the legal and financial costs threatened by the landlord. The Arts Council, according to a statement of its own, is now searching for a new home for the billboard in Fort City, while the exhibition will remain inside ArtSite's lobby until August 18th. ArtSite, as well as the Fort City BIA, denied interview requests with CTV News, while the landlord and the Arts Council did not respond. In Windsor, Sanjay Maru, CTV News.
And from Fort City to the forecast, weather warnings are getting a lot more precise. Environment Canada's new Polygon system lets forecasters draw warning zones around the areas most likely to be hit, pushing alerts only to people inside them. But Essex MP Chris Lewis says a bigger local concern remains. The closest weather radar to Essex County is in Exeter, nearly 200 kilometers away. And when the rain does come, Essex is taking a longer look at where all that water goes. Council has unanimously ordered a comprehensive flooding roadmap rather than create a separate task force. It will identify problem areas, infrastructure needs, and short, medium, and long-term fixes, including what they'll cost. The report is due within 6 months. And a fire risk growing here and across the country is flashing red in Toronto. 3 lithium-ion battery fires there in just 24 hours, and with e-bikes and scooters common on Windsor streets too. The fire chief is pushing Ottawa for tougher rules. CTV's John Musselman reports.
These photos were released by Toronto Fire, and they show the extensive damage caused by a lithium-ion battery fire. This one at an apartment building on George Street near Dundas and Jarvis. It happened around 6 a.m. 3 people were injured. Fire Chief Jim Jessup says the origin appears to be a unit containing 10 e-bikes and mobile devices.
We've actually seen lithium-ion batteries reignite where they have been stored safely by Toronto Fire Service after fires 6 to 8 weeks later. They will still go into thermal runaway. And one of the things I spoke about last week was we've actually had fires where our firefighters, like this morning, were in the apartment on George Street, and we've noted upwards of 10 additional e-bikes and mobile devices in that unit alone.
This is the 3rd such fire in the last 24 hours involving lithium-ion batteries. There was a fire in Etobicoke and at a home in Scarborough. Chief Jessup says this is the #1 growing fire safety risk the city is facing.
Primary batteries that we are seeing causing this exponential growth in fires in our city are those batteries that do not meet a standard, that are aftermarket batteries and are quite often either damaged, they're either altered. We have seen this very frequently where individuals try to supercharge them or alter them to get a faster charge. These are the ones that are causing us problems.
Here's a look at the numbers. In 2022, there were 23 lithium-ion battery fires. That jumped to 71 last year, and we've already seen more than 76 so far this year. These batteries are used on e-bikes and scooters. The chief is working on regulatory change with the federal government and the Ontario Fire Marshal's office, calling for certification and testing for lithium-ion batteries coming into the country from retailers like eBay and Amazon.
John Musselman, CTV News, Toronto.
Now to the trade clock, and it is ticking. With 50% U.S. tariffs set to hit next Wednesday, Canada's team is still in Washington trying to get the bones of a deal on Donald Trump's desk. CTV's Mike LeCouture is there.
The Canadian team spent most of Wednesday huddled inside the Canadian embassy. And CTV News has learned that lead negotiator with the U.S., Janice Charette, warned her American counterpart that federal officials would not be able to control the public or premier's reactions if the U.S. moved forward with 50% tariffs on a swath of Canadian imports in a week's time. Now, it wasn't described as an ultimatum, but sources say U.S. Trade Representative Jamieson Greer understood the reality. There were no face-to-face meetings between the two sides today, but industry leaders remain cautiously optimistic.
I'm hopeful that we're going to get it done.
The president of the Automotive Parts Manufacturers Association is in Washington, making sure he and his American counterparts are on the same page. Flavio Volpe also likes what he's seeing from the negotiations.
That gives me hope because it's demonstrably different than at any time over the last year and a half, and that the Americans are also speaking in real terms. They know the consequence of their trade actions, and that some of those consequences have hurt a major ally.
CTV News has learned that both the Canadian and American trade representatives are aiming to present the layout of a trade deal to U.S. President Donald Trump in the days leading up to the August 19th deadline. One member of the Prime Minister's Advisory Committee on Canada-U.S. Economic Relations believes there could be a path for a deal.
So I think the provinces will see if we can make some progress that will benefit their workers, perhaps on softwood lumber as well, some sort of certainty. It will be worth them pausing or stepping back from their beverage alcohol bans and things like that.
Now, it's unclear if more face-to-face discussions will happen this week, but Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc is remaining in the American capital for now. Mike Lecouteur, CTV News, Washington.
And in Dresden, the next round in a long-running landfill fight is now in residents' hands. York One is seeking provincial approval for a waste transfer facility and 8-hectare landfill on Irish School Road. The transfer site could take in 3,000 tons a day. The landfill, another 1,000. Chatham Kent Council remains unanimously opposed, and residents have 15 days from receiving their notice to tell the province what they think. And while Dresden fights over what could go into the ground, 3 more Essex County communities are getting ready to keep food waste out of it.
We expect that to start September 14th and carry us through for a few weeks. And then once that is done, if there's, any issues or any addresses that may have been missed, because that happens, we have, a full month to clean that up before collection begins.
The Essex Windsor Solid Waste Authority launched Phase 2 of the Green Bin program today. Bins and kitchen catchers will roll out across Kingsville, Amherstburg, and Leamington through September and October, with collection starting in November. The rest of Windsor Essex started last fall, with about 9,000 tons of food waste diverted so far.
We always just tell them, if you're already composting, we don't want you to stop that, but there might be things that you can't compost in your backyard that you can put in the green bin, and that could be, bones, oils, grease, that sort of thing.
And Leamington had another rollout tonight, this one with a much better view. The town officially opened its new waterfront market plaza, complete with food and drink vendors, public washrooms, more parking, and a new stage for live entertainment. Live music will now run every Wednesday and Friday through the rest of the summer. One opening that did not happen on schedule, Zellers. The sign is up at Tecumseh Mall, but a permit problem has pushed the comeback into early fall. CTV's Chris Campbell has the latest.
I used to buy everything there.
The Zellers sign is up, but shoppers will have to wait a little longer to walk through the doors. The City of Windsor issued an order to comply to Tecumseh Mall's owner, Europro GP Inc., after an inspection in June found renovation and construction work underway without the proper permits. The order requires the permits to be obtained before work can continue. Zeller says it's not responsible for obtaining the permits related to the store entrance and that it's working to open as soon as possible. The company now expects an early fall opening. For some Windsor residents, the delay is disappointing, and so too is the wait for the return of a store that holds so many memories.
It's a Canadian thing. People just love going in there and browsing around, and a lot of Canadians, Windsorites, miss it. I know I do. So I'm so looking forward to them opening up again.
Jeanette Lesperance and Joe Romandia say they'll be looking for slippers and winter boots when the store finally opens. They say their family has missed Zellers during its roughly 13-year absence.
We love anything Canadian.
Yeah.
So
we're looking
it's great they're
forward to
coming
it.
back.
Yeah.
We'll be there to shop for sure.
And Pat Toll has her own memories, including her son working at the Zellers restaurant. She says she hopes the store can help bring back some life to Tecumseh Mall.
I do not understand that because, Tecumseh Mall isn't exactly thriving, and one would think that having Zellers as an anchor, that they'd be turning themselves inside out to help them open.
Not everyone is convinced the comeback will work in Windsor. Bob Subner says he likes the idea of a Canadian retail option, but is skeptical the revived Zellers will be able to compete.
They'll do well in Toronto, but I think Windsor, they'll fall prey to the same stuff.
The Windsor location is one of just 3 returning stores. CTV News attempted to reach Tecumseh Mall officials, but have not heard back as of news time. In Windsor, Chris Campbell, CTV News.
And clouds may crash the party, but Point Pelee is staying open all night tonight for the Perseid meteor shower. The annual watch party is underway at West Beach, where local astronomy volunteers are setting up telescopes for visitors. The park will remain open through the night before closing at 10 Thursday night. The Perseids happen when Earth passes through debris left behind by a comet, creating those bright streaks as particles burn through our atmosphere. Speaking of our atmosphere, CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
Yeah, I was on my phone with my mom. She said you have a better chance of winning the lottery than this happening.
And still ahead, a baseball cap's wild 401 journey comes full circle the moment it finally makes its way back to its owner. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is here with our first look at the forecast tonight. And Gary, we might have to talk about some rain.
Some more rain, the potential along the northwestern shores of Lake Erie, just like earlier today. Good evening, Travis. Good evening once again, folks. Today was slightly below seasonal, not just in terms of the daytime highs expected. The afternoons, we anticipate temperatures in the mid-20s, but earlier this morning, we also got into some cooler air moving through parts of Michigan. So it just clipped us, and that cooler air that really kick-started some of these storms. You get a sense of it with this replay of the storminess with the satellite radar imagery. Yet again, for the second time in the last 72 hours, the worst weather in America, or near the worst weather in America, just slid to the south of Lake Erie. Thank goodness, right? Because we would have been hit hard with gusty winds, heavy downpours, hail, quarter size, toonie size. That's what they were dealing with in parts of Indiana and Ohio. Meanwhile, we were cloudy and rainy and windy today. Leamington, beautiful Leamington. It was along the shores today. It was gorgeous. Loved the new waterfront marina. Looks fantastic, but it was a windy day. Didn't see any boats out there on Lake Erie. There probably were a couple. There always are. The worst weather in the next, say, 10 to 15 hours is tracking right through London and Sarnia as well. Upwards of 50 millimeters of rain. So if you're traveling within the next few hours, planning to anticipate some of that rain starting and then through the overnight early morning. Meanwhile, we'll be partly cloudy in extreme southwestern Ontario. I'm anticipating a temperature down to about 19 or 20 degrees, the lowest temperature before dawn Thursday morning. Then we're looking at a calm morning. Nice start, in fact. Mostly sunny. In fact, we are mostly sunny and calm in terms of the winds through to the noon hour. 20 degrees at 8 a.m. feels like a warm 26. Already feels like 31 at noon. The ambient temperature is 25. That's because of the humidity factored in. 35 is the humidex value at around 5 o'clock. Ambient temperature of 27 is average for this time of the year. Late in the afternoon, we'll see increasing cloudiness, and the winds are going to pick up. Out of the southwest, sustained at 30 with gusts in the 40-45 range. Fair weather on Friday. looking at 28, mixture of sun and clouds, sunny, and holding on to a ridge of high pressure for Saturday, 28. And then showers, possibly Monday and Tuesday, 26 apiece, and then 27, followed by 27 as we look ahead to the end or towards at least the middle of next week.
Thank you, Gary. Keeping an eye on the sky for us, and more eyes in the sky are coming to Ontario Police, including here in Windsor. Peel Police unveiled the first of 7 new provincial helicopters today, part of a $191 million program. CTV's John Woodward takes us up for a closer look.
If this camera is watching you, you might be in trouble. It's attached to the first police helicopter ever operated by Peel Regional Police, and politicians and the media got a first look at it on Wednesday.
How many pilots do we have? So we have 4 pilots contracted.
Pilots who will help officers on the ground, just as already happens in other police forces like York Region, who have used the bird's eye view to track suspects and to assist in arrests.
It was me that said, hey, listen, we are the largest urban center in Canada without an asset like this, an air support.
Peel's police chief saying the Airbus H-125 chopper will be useful in car chases when officers on the ground must break off, but a helicopter can follow safely.
From here, just for context, we can cover the whole region. The aircraft can technically get down to Lake Ontario in a span of 6 minutes. So you can think about what it does to offset an officer in a vehicle or in a cruiser.
This is the first of 7 new helicopters to head here, Ottawa, Windsor, and Niagara, as part of a $191 million initiative to put more eyes in the sky. Critics have questioned whether that money could be better spent on other aspects of the justice system. Not every police force will get this exact model.
This is a H-125. Some of the other helicopters will be the 35s, because that's what's better suited for the other jurisdictions.
Ontario's Solicitor General says those deliveries are just months away. John Woodward, CTV News.
On the markets today, the TSX gained 186 points, while the Dow lost 22, but the Nasdaq added 143. The Canadian dollar is down 1/100 of a cent. Gold gained $26 an ounce, and oil is up 7 cents a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. An acquittal in court won't erase hockey suspensions for 4 former World Junior players. An independent appeal board has ruled Cal Foote, Carter Hart, Dylan Dubé, and Michael McLeod breached Hockey Canada's code of conduct. All 4 were acquitted of sexual assault, but will remain barred from Hockey Canada sanctioned programs until their suspensions end. Alex Fermenton, also acquitted, has been reinstated. More than 100 wildfires are still burning across BC, with 4 now growing at an explosive pace. In the Okanagan, the damage is spreading well beyond the fire line. CTV's Andrew Johnson reports.
Shifting winds have blown the smoke from the massive Summerland fire over to the southwest, for the most part bypassing Penticton and giving people warned to stay indoors or wear masks for days, a breath of somewhat fresh air.
That's why my dog got out for a walk today.
I haven't been out walking much, but today I thought, okay, good time to go.
Today, the BC Wildfire Service says increased cloud cover will help fire crews, but there is the potential for lightning in the forecast. Some 20,000 people remain out of their homes in and around Summerland, where multiple homes have been lost. Today, we're learning about another impact here in wine country. Exposure to wildfire smoke can alter the taste of wine produced from affected grapes. One evacuated grower says it's simply too early to tell. The immediate concern is getting access to the property to water the vines.
If I don't have living plants, I don't have a crop. The longer I don't get access to my property, that is where I'm going to worry. And I'll deal with the smoke taint down the road.
Industry officials say with tasting rooms closed and staff temporarily out of work, it's a tough time.
If you want to help our industry right now, the best thing you can do is pick up a bottle of BC wine for dinner tonight or to celebrate with your friends. Buy something from the Summerland region to show them that support.
Besides the smoke, there's also the issue of all this ash. It's coating Okanagan Lake and washing up on shore. The city tells us it's waiting on test results to determine if people should stay out of the water. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Penticton, BC.
Discussion here at Windsor City Hall.
Windsor's top stories.
A major project is about to get underway.
Breaking news alerts. Severe weather is a possibility. And watch live.
Good evening and thank you for joining us.
Download the CTV News app.
CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald is back with another look at the 7-day forecast. And Gary, there is a little bit of rain in that 7-day forecast.
Yes, I think so. Through the overnight, there's still a slight possibility, more so for our friends, Pelee Island, Leamington, LaSalle, Amherstburg, Kingsville. Anyone at the point through the overnight, it's cloudy, unfortunately. That will put a damper, literally, on viewing the night sky overhead, with the Perseids reaching the peak early tomorrow morning. Thursday is a warm day. Could feel like 35 in the afternoon, windy and increasing cloudiness in the afternoon. Friday and Saturday, fair and sunny. We're looking at temperatures around 28 degrees. And then mid-20s for Sunday into Monday, Tuesday. About 26 to 27, and then a week from now, 28. The average temperature over the next 7 days, close to 26 and a half, almost 27 degrees. That's a look at your weather. Good night.
Thank you, Gary. Finally tonight, an update. The baseball cap that took the long way home is back where it belongs. Windsor Stars player Brock Whitson got it back at practice last night after a pretty unbelievable detour. The cap blew out of the family car on the 401 near Cambridge, and it was too dangerous to stop. A stranger picked it up, then by chance spotted Whitson's coach in LaSalle wearing the same team hat.
Next morning, I woke up and I was kind of like, text Smitty that I need a new hat. And before I even had the chance, he sent me a photo of it saying, "You're going to need it for nationals." And I was like, how did you get that?
That stranger, known only as Mike, got the cap to coach Ron Smith, who returned it to Whitson just in time for nationals next week. Whitson says he never thought he'd see the one-of-a-kind cap again.
Thank you for bringing it in. It's just like a luck of the draw that Smitty was there just wearing our hat, and he was curious about the stitching, and yeah, well, thank you.
Do you believe in fate now?
Oh, yeah, yeah. I was on my phone with my mom, and she said, you have like a better chance of winning the lottery than this happening.
That's our time for tonight. Hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.